What's up, guys? We're back to answer more of your Q&As. Guys, we're here to help you be the best baseball player and softball player you can be. So today's question is sent by Jeremy. The question says, hi, my name is Jeremy and I play baseball for my community college. My position is an outfielder. Unfortunately, I missed out on 2 seasons due to COVID-19, and I've been trying to develop a great workout routine. I'm not a huge player in size and height, and question ends there. So a lot of information there. Jeremy, I totally can sympathize with what you're going through. A lot of athletes have had their seasons cut out completely or cut short, and so it's limited their ability to get exposure, and it's been rough. Definitely want to encourage you to stay with it, keep grinding, because time will pass and you'll have your opportunity. So let's dive into some suggestions here. So first of all, you're a community college athlete. So we know you're of age to start hitting the gym hard. So this summer is going to be key for you. You need to make sure you find a gym and get into an intense strength training program. No ifs and buts about it. You need to hit the gym. You need to get strong and make the most out of this summer, okay? As a college kid, your time is limited, right? So we need to make sure we're maximizing this time. There's no way around it. We need to hit the gym hard. Okay, as an outfielder, speed and agility are very important for you, okay? So being the off season at this time, I don't think you need to be doing a full-on speed program at this time. I'm going to recommend one speed and agility session a week, just one. And the reason why is because I don't know if, and you might not know, if there might be an opportunity for you to showcase your skills. Maybe your coach calls you up. You might have a showcase on any given weekend. You might be called to play in a tournament on any given weekend, and that is an opportunity for you to have some exposure. So doing a speed session once a week is going to keep you, or at least keep touch base on your speed and make sure that you're getting an opportunity to stay fast and be fast. But with it being so far out from season, you don't have to hit it hard. So generally, once you get closer to season, that's when you ramp up your speed and we kind of taper down on the strength development. But because we're so early in the off season, you got to hit the weights, you got to build up that strength. And just in case you get called to play in an important showcase, you want to touch on that speed. So maybe once a week. The next thing you mentioned was the routine. So the one thing I want to encourage you is to establish that. Basically, you need to ask yourself, are you a morning guy, an evening guy? When do you like to work out? And stick with that. What tends to happen as a young athlete, you jump around. You go to a morning workout because you're feeling great. The next day, you're not feeling so great, so you go to the night workout. And there's this inconsistency. Well, your body adapts to that. If you are being inconsistent, your body doesn't know when to be ready to work out. But if you can find a routine, establish a routine, then your body will start to adapt to that and you're going to maximize your workouts simply by sticking to that routine. So make sure you figure that out and stay with it. The next thing you said was you're not big in size and height. Well, let me tell you, if you're not big, then you got to get strong. You got to get strong and you got to be fast because you need to do something to get on the coach's radar. Okay, this is going to be critical for you. You know who you are, and that's step one. Step two is what can we do to maximize your potential. So make sure you get strong, make sure you stay fast so you can have a good impression on anyone who's out there watching you play. Make sure you're also having enough calories in you. So a big thing that I want to recommend is make sure you're eating right, make sure you're getting good quality proteins, good quality carbs. So you want to think about a lot of nutrient-dense carbs and veggies and stuff like that. We won't go into too much detail there, but make sure you're fueling your body, especially if we're going to hit the gym hard and hit the field hard. So as far as getting stronger, nothing beats a good deadlift because it's going to help you generate or maximize your ability to get stronger the fastest, okay? So deadlifts, also squats. So we're going to take a look at some squats, some deadlifts, and I'm also going to recommend bounds. At your age, you are definitely at the level or at the age that can be exposed to bounds. This is going to be a great way for you to improve your sprint speed without having to actually do sprints. So let's take a look at that now. Let's go over the technique here.
When we set up for the deadlift, let's make sure that our feet are underneath our hips. We're doing a conventional stance, so feet are directly underneath our hips. It's gonna allow us to apply maximal force. Our hands are gonna be just to the outside of our shins, in line with our shoulders. So from there, we wanna make sure that we organize our back and our feet are firmly on the ground from heel to toe. We wanna take a nice deep breath inward, and once we brace through the midsection, through the core, we're gonna accelerate by pressing into the ground through our entire foot. And our goal is to keep the bar close the entire time. At the top, we wanna make sure that we lock out the hips. A good cue here is to think about pressing your hips into the bar. And that's gonna help turn on your glutes and make sure that we take any extra pressure on your low back away. From there, we wanna make sure that we lock out the knees and finish as tall as we can. At the top is a good place to take a deep breath and reset before we go into our next rep. When we begin to work the bar down to the ground, you start with a hinge. So you wanna unlock the hips, reach the butt back, and that's gonna be the best way and the safest way to bring the bar back down to the ground. Make sure that the bar doesn't start too far away from you. So a good rule of thumb is 2 finger widths away from your shins. So the barbell is not directly in touch with your shins, but it's not away and outside of your base, which would basically mean the barbell is in front of your toe. So we wanna make sure that the bar is close as we go through the deadlifts. Emphasize driving through the ground, lock it at the top, and you've got yourself a good deadlift. In the squat, you wanna make sure that the bar is in the right spot. You don't wanna have it on your neck, you wanna make sure you have it across your shoulders or that line that connects them. From there, your feet are set firmly on the ground. You don't wanna be too far on your heels, too far on your toes. You also wanna make sure that you brace and you stay in control the entire time. Yes, we're looking for a max effort lift, but we wanna stay within ourselves. You do not want to risk getting hurt. So when you're going through your bounce, you wanna spend as much time in the air while reducing the contact time on the ground. So the way you're gonna do this is you're gonna extend, float, and think about keeping a dorsiflexed ankle. So when your feet leave the ground, you wanna make sure you cock that ankle, you're pushing off the ground, that ankle is flexed upward, you're in proper running mechanics, so your arms are moving front to back, you're not leaning forward, you're staying upright, and you're gonna strike the ground aggressively, switching arms as you go through this. Again, the goal is to make sure that you are traveling forward, that you're maintaining good height as you travel for your distance. Practice makes perfect, so make sure you start at a shortened distance, maybe 5 to 10 yards, and as you start to get better and feel more comfortable with this exercise, you can do this for 15, 20, even 30 meters. And again, make sure you get that flight time up, ground contact time down. That is the bound.